WWE Casual Conversation number 9. We got a lot to get to on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Tap in, spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy this great audio conversation.
Welcome to...
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover.
What is your name?
With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always gonna keep it real.
Come on, King.
Inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear. He's got the fans behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready? He's all fired up now, King. The Takeover.
Let's go.
This is the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I am your host, Jordan Turner. Thank you guys once again for joining me for another great WWE State of the WWE Casual Conversation. This is number 9. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Remember, your new home for bold takes, real talks, and a creative perspective, man. This is a great audio conversation where we sit back, we chill, grab some wine, and we listen to a great wrestling opinion conversation on the state of the WWE with yours truly. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I want to let you guys know, man, I want you guys to enjoy what you hear. I want y'all to enjoy what you hear, man. If you guys can do me a solid, spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Remember, word of mouth goes a long way. Also, follow me on Twitter at JT Takeover and follow me on Instagram at the Wrestling Takeover, man. Appreciate y'all supporting, man. Listen, we keep it raw, we keep it real. 365 days a year, man, no question. Keep it real with our real talks, real opinions, unfiltered, right? We try to bring the peace within the wrestling community, man. We try to bring the peace within the space. There's been a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of fakes out there. You're listening to the realest one in the wrestling community, man. Most definitely. This is the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Now, we have a lot that I want to get into, man. We have a lot of talk that I want to get into, and I like to spread out my stuff. I write my notes down, and then we get right into it, right? But I want to do something a little different. I want to start off with a different topic at hand. This is going to be a little personal, okay? This might make some uncomfortable with the opinions that I am going to utter to you guys. As y'all know, I am a black person, okay? I am not going to be so biased, but as a fan, it's pretty frustrating, okay? What am I talking about? Well, Conan revealed that The Undertaker has active behind the scenes in WWE and was heavily involved in the creative at this month's Money in the Bank. He also noted that Taker seems genuinely interested in officially joining the WWE creative team. The GOAT? My GOAT. I don't know who your GOAT is, but my GOAT's The Undertaker. Always have, always will be. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not my problem. That is not the problem. We're going to get a real deep dive right now. I have one question to Paul Levesque. I have one question to everybody that is in the writer's room for WWE. As you guys know, I would love to write for the WWE. I feel like I could bring a lot of variety to the table, bring change to the table from my mindset, my knowledge, my creativity, my passion to hear somebody new. Do you guys know? Because maybe you guys don't. You know there's no black person on the creative team? It's all a bunch of white people. I have a problem with that. Where is the representation? Where is a black writer? Where is an Asian, a Latino? Where are those writers at? You know, you have a bunch of white American people writing for the black culture, writing for the Asian Latino culture. They don't know us. They don't know what we represent. They think they do, but they don't. Like I said, guys, this is going to be a real touchy segment of this conversation on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. And I just want y'all to know, this does bother me because we do need more representation in the writer's room. I don't know why they haven't hired any Latinos, African Americans, Asian. I don't know why they haven't hired any of those people to be on the writing team. Like I said, I would love to write for the WWE. I genuinely would love to write for them. Like I said, I think I could bring a lot of varieties to the table. Am I mad that the Undertaker's on the writing team or potentially joining the writing team? Fuck no. I think the Undertaker can add a lot of variables and variety, right? With his knowledge. Now, is he creative? I don't fucking know. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is we need more representation in the writer's room. We need more black people to be in that writer's room. We need more Latinos. We need those type of representations for our culture. Well, for my culture, speaking for myself, for my culture, we need that type of stuff in the writer's room. Maybe they think that we aren't creative. I highly disagree with that. I think there's a lot of people, a lot of black people who would love to write for the WWE, who are very creative. I being one of them. Same for the Latino market, same for the Asian market. There's a lot of great creators out there that would probably love to write for the WWE. But, and also I think it was a grave mistake. I think it was a grave mistake that WWE announced this WWE Unreal behind the scenes in the writer's room, because from the photos that I seen, it was all white people. It was all white people. And I don't think WWE is ready for that type of conversation. But here, we bring every conversation to the table. We keep it raw. We keep it real. You feel me? Got to keep it 100. No doubt. It might be uncomfortable to some, and that's fine. If you don't like the uncomfortability, you can go listen to somebody else, and that's fine. But here, we're honest. We're real. Okay? These conversations, you have started to kind of see it be played in real time with different content creators, different podcasters. It's not about leading the charge. I don't care about leading nothing. But we got to bring these type of conversations to the table. We have to. Because if not, who else is going to do it for us? You know? I think WWE really needs to, and this is something that AEW has been zinged on at the start. When they were not making any African-American wrestlers in AEW at the time when they first started. They weren't making them world champions. And it was the whole race war thing. And we need that here in the writer's room. We need it in the writer's room. Okay? It's a lot of culturality. It's a lot of, well, the white people probably can book the black people better. You know, I know that's what it is, bro. I know that's what it is. They think they can write for us, about us, right? But that's not the case. We know ourselves more than they know us. I'm going to leave it there. That's the end of the topic, but I'm happy for Undertaker. Let's see what the GOAT got. Let's see what he got. Let's see what he brings to the table from a writer's perspective. I'm willing to give him a chance. Let's see if he's going to be producing as well, too. Undertaker has been saying that he will love to produce and all this other stuff, but him being in the writer's room, let's see what happens. I like it, but we needed to start bringing that real conversation to the table. So I wanted to start off with that, guys. Let's move on. Let's talk about, WWE is interested in Britt Baker. I'm going to get to the Charlotte conversation after this. I got a lot that I want to get off my chest in the most respectful manner regarding what she said. But I want to talk about Britt Baker. Jonathan Coachman, a person, a legend. But this is a man that has been saying a lot recently, tiding his own name in the news, becoming a source, to each their own. But he's been saying that Britt Baker is quote unquote close to signing with the WWE. I think it's so funny that I have been saying for the longest time, that I genuinely think Britt Baker is going to soon sign with the WWE. I don't know what, she's going to be doing. I have no idea. But I do believe she will be headed to the WWE sooner rather than later. I just don't know when, but I do think she will be heading to the WWE when, the time passes, when the time comes. So I do believe that's going to happen. She hasn't been on AEW TV for so long. I don't know what the situation is. It's none of my business, but I think she will thrive in the WWE. I think Britt Baker is going to shine in the WWE. And I know this might sound lame as fuck, but we all know she's main roster ready, TV ready. I understand that. But a couple months to a year in NXT, I think will do Britt Baker wonders. I really do. Now, I could see her going immediately up to the main roster. Now, I'm talking out of my ass because we don't even know if this is going to happen. I'm just talking. But I think Britt Baker genuinely can add value to the main roster. We have a lot of women on NXT. It's pretty crowded. You feel me? It's pretty crowded. We need more women on the main roster. And I think Britt Baker, with her star power, can add a lot of value on the main roster. I would like to see Britt Baker sign with the WWE. I'm giving you guys my opinions before I get into the audio clip with Jonathan Coachman. Like I said, Britt Baker, I do see her signing with the WWE. I genuinely do. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I do see her signing with the WWE. But let's get right into the audio clip. Jonathan Coachman says Britt Baker is quote unquote close to signing with the WWE. Let's get into it.
So I just got in real time. You guys know I've just been breaking news left and right. And I have yet, when it's in context, I have yet to be wrong. So I just found out there's a name, a female name out there that is this close to signing with the WWE. Any guesses?
The one from AEW, Britt Baker.
Ding, 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 ding. Gone from AEW. Close. My sources keep coming to your boy.
Interesting.
Now, I think she would. What do you think, Gab? Do you think she would? Would?
Like I said, I think Britt Baker will do wonders in the WWE. And like I said, guys, I have been saying this for a long time now. If you're new to the podcast, thank you guys so much for finding the Wrestling Takeover podcast. But I have been saying that Britt Baker, I think, will do wonders in the WWE. She ain't going back to AEW. What the fuck she got to prove there? She hasn't been on TV in a very, very long time. I don't know if we're ever going to hear anything from Britt Baker regarding her relationship with Tony Khan and AEW. I don't think we're going to hear anything. My bad, guys. That was a notification. But I don't think we're going to hear anything from Britt Baker's camp regarding AEW. This is going to be a big story. Jonathan Coachman is tying his name to it. So if this nigga's wrong, people going to be on his head for it. Do I think he's wrong? No, I don't. I do believe that Britt Baker will be signing with the WWE. The question is, how is she going to debut? Will she debut in NXT or will she debut on the main roster? I will tell you this. If she does debut on the main roster, the story will have to make sense with the right opponent. With the right opponent, it's got to make sense. You cannot just have Britt Baker pop up on the main roster just like that without any explanation. Do I think she's gearing up to go to WWE? I do. Do I think she should go to NXT? Yes, I do. But at the same time, if you think about it, Mariah May is on NXT. If Britt Baker goes to NXT, Britt Baker, I guarantee, is going to take the spotlight away from Mariah May. But Ricky Starks was on NXT, or he's still on NXT. Ethan Page was on NXT. Jordan Grace was on NXT. Stephanie Vaquer was on NXT. Julia was on NXT. All these people were on NXT, so I think Britt Baker can definitely provide that female veteran presence on NXT just for a couple months and then go right up to the main roster. Or she can go right up to the main roster and be involved with Evolution. I would love, I'm just fantasy booking here. I know Saraya Page is probably going to go back to the WWE sooner rather than later. You want to come up with a storyline for Britt Baker and Saraya, aka Paige, battling in a rivalry in the WWE. That could be the debut for Britt Baker. I don't know. Saraya Page can come out, cut a promo, happy I'm back, and then we get Britt Baker coming out. Or what about Nikki Bella feuding with Britt Baker? I think that would be pretty cool as well. I personally would like to see Nikki Bella in a last run, I would say, in the singles ranks, but I think her and her sister are going to win the women's tag team titles. I think that would be pretty cool, I guess. But a singles run with Nikki Bella, I think it would be pretty cool. And feuding with Britt Baker, I think that would be dope to see. But Britt Baker, I do see her eventually signing with the WWE. We got to get serious for a moment with this next topic. This has to do with Charlotte Flair. This is coming from Fightful's Twitter account. Charlotte Flair feels like women will never be in the final match of a WrestleMania again unless it goes back to one night. She says this, and I quote, "And it was the main event only one night. Now we have two nights, so it's a big deal. Now you have two nights, two different opportunities. That being the main event of one night was huge, and it'll never happen again unless we get one night." I'm going to say this in the most respectful way possible. Charlotte Flair is incorrect. She is inaccurate with her opinion. She is entitled to her opinion, but I'm entitled to feel how I feel and respond by saying she was wrong. She was wrong. I don't know what she's talking about. I really don't know what she's talking about. She's inaccurate here. Does she not know if they go to one night, their chances of main eventing is probably out the window? It's probably out the window. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's probably out the window. Their chances of main eventing a WrestleMania for one night, it's probably out the window. Their best chance of main eventing would be for two nights. That's their best chance for the women to main event. And pretty much Charlotte Flair is pretty much saying without actually saying it. So I'm going to say it. We don't have any big women superstars that can main event one of the nights of WrestleMania. Doesn't Charlotte Flair know that Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks main event at night one of a WrestleMania? Right? They main evented WrestleMania 37, night one. And the night two main event was Daniel Bryan, Edge, and Roman Reigns. So women have main evented one of the nights of WrestleMania. Of course, they main evented WrestleMania 35 with Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey. I disagree 100%. This is where the truth hurts, and this is where the reality needs to set in. The women right off the bat can definitely main event one of the nights. Let's get that out of the way right now. They definitely can main event one of the nights of WrestleMania. It needs to be with the right story, the right investment from the audience, and it has to be with the right characters. If it's not any of those things, they should not main event. If it's not important enough in terms of the build, they should not main event. If the right or if the wrong characters are involved, they should not main event. All three of those aspects need to play a factor. You can't just have any women's match main event at WrestleMania. That's not how it goes. It should not go like that. I think Stephanie Vaquer can main event a WrestleMania. I think Rhea Ripley can main event a WrestleMania. I think Bianca Belair can main event a WrestleMania again. Charlotte Flair can main event a WrestleMania. Becky Lynch can main event a WrestleMania again. So we've seen it before. And like I said, it definitely could happen. Let's be real, okay? It definitely can. And I hope it does happen with the right situation, with the right opportunity. It definitely could happen with the women, main eventing a WrestleMania. But it has to be with the right situation. It has to be with the right situation. So I wanted to get my opinion out there regarding that specific topic. That kind of bugged me out. And it feels like she kind of threw the other women under the bus, if I'm going to be real. She threw all the women under the bus, pretty much saying, yeah, ladies, we can't main event night one or night two. The only way we can main event is one night, which is insane to me, because if it was one night, their chances of main eventing, they're like slim to none. With the 2-night format, their opportunity to main event is pretty high in my book. Respect to Charlotte Flair, she's entitled to feel how she feels, but I think she was incorrect with that statement. Let's move on, guys. Let's talk about the king and queen of the ring. Now, Asuka advanced last night on Monday Night Raw, right? Stephanie Vaquer did not win. I know a lot of people feel like Stephanie Vaquer should have advanced. I want to let everybody know, everybody that's a Stephanie Vaquer fan like myself, let's relax, let's chill. I know it's early. We're only in June. I don't care. I fantasy book. I think long term. The woman that really needs to be in consideration to win the Women's Royal Rumble is Stephanie Vaquer. The woman that needs to be in consideration to win the Women's Royal Rumble is Stephanie Vaquer. I would love to see Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 42 for the world title. But Stephanie Vaquer not winning Queen of the Ring bugged out a lot of people. It is what it is, but this is Asuka we're talking about, one of the most decorated female wrestlers of all time. Asuka, she just came back, so she needed to reestablish herself, quote unquote. So her getting the win, I wasn't mad about it at all. Think about it. Stephanie Vaquer didn't get the pin. So it's a win-win for us. It's a win-win. So, let's think about it like that. I think Asuka could definitely potentially win it. Jade Cargill is the heavy favorite right now. You got Alexa Bliss. You got Roxanne Perez. It's probably going to be one of those women to win the Queen of the Ring. But if I had to pick one, I'm probably going to go with Jade Cargill. If not Jade Cargill, probably Asuka to win the Queen of the Ring. Now, the King of the Ring. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. It's going to be Cody Rhodes who possibly wins the King of the Ring, but he has to get through Jey Uso. But I could see Jey Uso winning the King of the Ring. Now, for me, like I said on my Monday Night Raw review, if you guys missed it, please go check it out. It's on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio content. I said that Jey Uso being a part of the King of the Ring was laughable to me personally, because the dude just lost the world title and now he's already getting another opportunity to do something big by winning the King of the Ring, which is the King of the Ring. It is what it is. But from a story perspective, from a writings perspective, that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all for Jey Uso to lose the world title and then go right into the King of the Ring and have a opportunity to win. I think that's laughable to me, but it is what it is. He advanced. It's all good. But is there a chance that he's gonna? Is there an opportunity that he's gonna lose to Cody Rhodes? There's a chance. There is a chance that he can lose to Cody Rhodes. There's a big chance that he could lose and that Cody Rhodes can advance. But there's a big opportunity for Jey Uso to beat Cody Rhodes and advance in the tournament. So it's going to be real interesting. I think at the end of the day, it's either going to be Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes who wins the King of the Ring. For the women, like I said, it's probably going to be Jade Cargill or Roxanne Perez or Asuka or Alexa Bliss. But I'm going to go with Jade Cargill, who's going to win the Queen of the Ring. Let's talk about Trish Stratus, a little Stratus faction on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Trish Stratus will be coming back to the WWE as we are building towards Evolution. I mean, from what I see, I'm going to play fantasy book in here, but from what I see, I think we're going to get Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton. And this is going to tie into Naomi. Because if I'm WWE, Naomi's a heel, she would do something like this. We need to get that dream match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. We get that match, that's cool. What if we get that match and it's great? Naomi cashes in her Money in the Bank briefcase at the end of that match and screws over Tiffany Stratton. Naomi cashing in her Money in the Bank at Evolution after the match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. What are y'all thinking about that? Comment down below what you guys think about that potential idea with Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus, with Tiffany Stratton retaining, and then Naomi coming in red hot, cashing in her Money in the Bank, and successfully becoming the new women's champion. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. I'm curious to know how y'all feeling about it. But Trish Stratus overall, I mean, it'd be great to see her back. It would be great to see her back. Another name that I'm going to just continue to say, AJ Lee. If AJ Lee can come back for one night at Evolution and a match with Roxanne Perez, that would be fucking incredible. That would be incredible. But bump that. We get that match and then one more run with AJ Lee. Come on, man. AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, AJ Lee, Bianca Belair, AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley, AJ Lee and Julia, Stephanie Valkyrie. There's so many opponents for AJ Lee. Same with Nikki Bella. I would love to see a singles run with Nikki Bella before she eventually runs out into the sunset. I think that would be pretty cool too. But let me know how y'all feeling about it when it comes to those topics. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, I'm going to tell y'all right now, people think Seth Rollins is going to go after Gunther. Bro, what if Seth Rollins goes after John Cena in the WWE title? You know what a way to fuck up Cody's momentum? We get John Cena and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I firmly believe that is going to happen. So we get John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam in the main event of night 2. Seth Rollins fucks up the whole plan. See, he's an architect. Y'all ain't thinking. See, like me, I'm an architect. I think long term. People think that Seth Rollins is going to go after Gunther and the world heavyweight title. Seth Rollins is like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to go after the WWE title. Cody Rhodes beats John Cena. That's great. Seth Rollins comes in like a thief in the night, fucking up everybody's momentum, fucking up Cody's momentum, and beats him to become the new WWE champion. Stamp it. If that happens, I'm going to laugh my ass off. I'm going to laugh my ass off. I don't know. It's real interesting to think about because is the Money in the Bank concept only for the specific brand that he's on? I don't know. We haven't got any official word on that. That's the thing. That's the thing, y'all. We haven't got any official word on that. If it is, okay, cool. He'll go after the world title. But if it's not, come on, man. Come on, bro. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I'm not going to lie. So let's see if that's going to happen. Let's see if that's actually going to, transpire and be a potential candidate for that to happen. Let's see. I'm curious to know how y'all feeling about it, though. Comment down below on that potential idea of Seth Rollins screwing over Cody Rhodes after SummerSlam, where Cody Rhodes beats John Cena, gets revenge, and then Cody Rhodes gets screwed over by Seth Rollins. Let me know how y'all feeling about that. And then we can get that rivalry with CM Punk and Seth Rollins for the WWE title. I don't think so, but that's a possibility. Now, I want to talk about SummerSlam. I want to talk about what matches should close night 1 and night 2. Night 2, I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes and John Cena. But what about night 1? What about night 1 of SummerSlam? And I'm actually going to end it with that. So you got SummerSlam. We're all assuming that Cody Rhodes and John Cena are going to main event SummerSlam night 2. What's going to be the night 1 main event? It's pretty interesting when you think about it. Let's look at the potential candidates that can potentially take place on that. What if we get Roman Reigns versus a Seth Rollins at SummerSlam? That could close night 1. What if we get Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at SummerSlam? That could close night 1. Right? I'm trying to think of a women's match that would be suitable to close night 1. Maybe we get It's interesting. Like the right stories will have to make sense for the women to close night 1. It will have to make sense. Simple. And evolution is going to play a big factor, because the aftermath of evolution, we get into SummerSlam and it's like, right, because I know it's going to be a topic of discussion. Oh, well, women's match to close night 1. No, it should not. The right story, the right situation, the right outcome should be in contention to close night 1, not just because it's the women. Let's not do that narrative bullshit that y'all be creating on social media. Let's not do that. Let's keep it real. All right. Let's bring valid points to the table as to why or why not they should close. We don't even know what's going to happen, but I am assuming that we're going to get, if there's one match that I think we're going to get, it's Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. There's no doubt about it. They're going to close night 2. No doubt. But SummerSlam, man, it's going to be real interesting because I know a lot of people are going to want to be on the card, but you can't have all the matches on the card, right? You don't want to have too many matches, right? But then you don't want to have less either. A lot of people continue to complain about the quantity of WWE pay-per-view matches. Listen, you know, it's quality over quantity for me personally. If the matches deserve to be on the card, the matches deserve to be on the PLE. If they don't deserve it, they don't deserve it. That's where I stand on it. But yeah, SummerSlam's going to be real interesting, you guys, to see who's going to close night 1. Because night 2, I'm presuming it's going to be Cody Rhodes and John Cena. So Cody Rhodes might win King of the Ring and get an opportunity at John Cena at SummerSlam. Or it might be Randy Orton. I don't know. But I'm trying to think of the women. You know, Io, is she going to be champion heading into SummerSlam? I do believe so. And if so, if Asuka wins the Queen of the Ring, we're going to get Asuka and Io. Can that main event SummerSlam with the right story? It can main event night 1 of SummerSlam. It definitely can. So if Asuka's going to win and face Io at SummerSlam, the only way I will accept if they main event night 1 is if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. If there's no story, don't do it. Well, there should be story, but you know, it's going to be interesting. So let me know overall, guys, what y'all thought about today's topics, today's opinions, today's takes on all things WWE. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Wrestling Takeover podcast, the most creative and honest podcast in space. I'll see y'all next time right here on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Subscribe to the Wrestling Takeover podcast on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio content. This is an audio-based podcast. I'm letting y'all know that, all right? But thank y'all for joining me. I'll see y'all next time. Later.